gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. You gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. You gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I'm the Crypto Crow, and today we're going to talk about the growth of Cardano over Ethereum and some of the, let's just say, misinformation about each, if you will. Now, this video is going to come out on Wednesday, and it's going to be after the interview that I did with this gentleman, Dave Talbot of DiscoverCardano.com. Now, he's got this whole thing that he's been doing where he's basically front-running the costs associated with doing conventions and promoting Cardano-based projects at conventions because there's just a lack of those. And so his whole, and he's been apparently, I guess I'm the one that got him into Cardano. So he does a lot of really cool stuff, and he shares a lot of really valuable information on his Twitter account. And he has this breakdown about the growth between Ethereum and Cardano that I feel like a lot of YouTubers would take everything and then kind of change it, put the information somewhere else, make it look like it's all their work and they're somehow breaking ground as great, amazing influencers. I'm just going to read it because he did all the work. I think he deserves the credit for it. And it's really good information. And, it is what it is. So I'm sharing it as it is. So we're going to break down some of this stuff because a lot of us have used Messari.io for a lot of on-chain metrics and information in the past. It is a really good platform, but not for Cardano for whatever reason. And I know Charles has come out and said a lot of stuff about Messari, and it's a very one-sided platform that is predominantly based on Ethereum projects. Let's just be real about it. And they really do neglect the Cardano blockchain in a lot of ways. And they put out these reports and things, and it's all Ethereum heavy. And listen, I know a lot of these platforms, especially if they have any financial interest in a particular blockchain, that's where the content or the metrics or the information or whatever is going to gravitate. But we're going to dive in and we're going to show how this information actually unfolds, because there is this narrative that Ethereum is growing faster than everything else. But is it? And we're going to answer that question with this information here. So, evening all, saw this post earlier today and felt like going into 2021 analysis mode. Those of you that may remember me from those happier times. So let's look at the comparison of growth in the last year between Ethereum and Cardano. And this was posted basically just a couple days ago. Now, this is one of the misinformation. Of course, oxonly.arf. I'm sure it's okay. Looks like he follows Solana. Okay, Solaris and some others. All right. People have been saying this about Ethereum killers for years. To do this would need to be growing faster than Ethereum, but the opposite is true. Ethereum is growing much faster than Cardano. That's the statement that's been made. And so Dave responded to this as he has, replied. I don't know why I'm yawning. It's 3:20 in the afternoon for me, but I've had a rough day. I've been going all day. I've been talking all day. I've had some really big calls today. We all know there's a difference between wallet count and user count, but let's keep things basic for now. I have looked at a wallet total and by value held banding. I'm not sure what he meant by that. Now, Ethereum's price is actually up slightly compared to a year ago, whereas ADA is down 40%. So Ethereum should absolutely, I'm not sure what happened there. Destroy ADA. Okay, so Ethereum should absolutely destroy ADA in these metrics, as one Ethereum a year ago is the same value as it is today. Yet someone holding 25 Cardano, 25 ADA a year ago would have had more than $10, whereas today it's only $250, right? I digress, but this is an important point. Yep, ETH wins out. 22% wallet growth compared to 16% growth for ADA. But let's look at the value of those extra wallets. And here he's got a little graph. price 1 year ago today, difference. TTL wallets today, 1 year ago, difference. These are the metrics. ADA 26 cents, Ethereum 1671.96. It's value. 1 year ago, Cardano's worth 45 cents, Ethereum 1610.37. So pretty close, almost identical 1 year ago. Difference 0.182. So down about 18 cents or 40%. In Ethereum 61.59, percentage difference up 3.81%. Today, number of wallets, 4,432,000. Ethereum, 104,691,055. 1 year ago, there were only 3.8 million wallets on ADA. And in Ethereum, there were only about 86 million wallets. The difference in Ethereum is 19 million. The difference in ADA is only 625, about 626,000. So he's got his numbers down there. Oh, that's interesting. 65% of the new wallets growth on Ethereum in the last year is in the $1 category. On Cardano, it is only 37%. But remember, although Ethereum token value is the same as a year ago, ADA dropped by 40%. How much does a transaction cost on Ethereum these days? And then you go down here and it shows you some of these wallet metrics here. Now, the percent of growth in the wallets is 37% and the percent of growth on Ethereum 65%. Okay, so let's look at the $1 to $10 wallet value range year over year. A modest 12% growth for Ethereum, but I'm pretty sure that's still not enough Ethereum to transact. So even though Ethereum has increased in the number of wallets by 19 million, 16.5 million more wallets than before, none of those wallets can even transact on Ethereum. Basically saying that due to the insanely high cost to do transactions on the Ethereum wallet, the majority of these new wallets can't even make transactions because there's nothing on them. There's not enough Ethereum on any of them to actually make transactions. So the $10 to $100 range, at least some of these wallets will be able to transact on Ethereum at least. 26% growth as opposed to Cardano's 16% growth. But again, remember the token price difference that plays directly into the value bandings on Masari. Any keen mathematicians here? Question? And then you can look at the metrics here. Okay, so between $10 and $100, there are a million. There were a million Cardano wallets. Now there's over 200,000. So there's over 200,000 more ADA wallets that hold between $10 to $100 worth. All right, and then on Cardano or on Ethereum, those numbers are growing much less. But Dave, the growth percentage of Ethereum wallets below $100 is 107%. Yes, it is. There's actually a 17% decline. 1.437 million Ethereum wallets with more than $100 in them. Whereas Cardano is up 5%, despite the 40% price drop. I kept it at $100 mostly because of the cost to transact. We all know wallets aren't users, but users need wallets. When someone tells you that Ethereum is outgrowing any other layer one, what matters from a growth perspective is the value those users bring to the chain. It's very, very true, and it's a very good metric to look at. This guy's smart. Now, what people don't know, and I don't even think we dove that deep into it in the interview, is that the guy's he's a CEO of a aeroscience company who just happens to watch some of my videos back in the day and get involved in Cardano. So anyway, perhaps some could argue that L2s are dropping the cost to transact, but the above comparison still holds, and someone needs to decide whether those wallets are Ethereum metrics or Arbitrums or Maddox or whatever. Too much double counting going on. So this is one of the things that he told me, is that he was looking at a lot of the metrics and the numbers and basically came to the conclusion that the majority of the data that's being projected out as it relates to Ethereum, they're like double counting. They're inflating these numbers to make Ethereum look as though it's growing faster than it actually is as it's compared to other layer ones, especially as it relates to Cardano. And it's funny how people that have a significant investment in a particular asset, company, narrative, whatever the case may be, it's funny how those people tend to, what do they tend to do? Well, they tend to put out misinformation to try and kind of snow over the general public who generally don't have the time or the inclination to really kind of decipher and pull back the curtain on a lot of this stuff. Anyway, it's been a blast doing one of these threads again. Hope you enjoyed it too. As always, do your own research. Great thread. Thanks for the post. So if you guys want, you can follow him at FoxFan52. And it's pretty good information. And I think honestly, there is such a narrative related to Ethereum that everybody's trying to make Ethereum out to be like this impossible to beat, this giant wall that nobody can climb. And when you really break down the numbers, there's just so much fake information related to Ethereum's growth. Ethereum's not really growing. People are creating an abundance of wallets for various different reasons, but they're not doing anything with them. And when you compare that to the number of wallets that are actually being utilized on the Cardano blockchain, with value in those wallets, value for being able to use the blockchain in those wallets, Cardano is winning. Cardano is growing substantially more than Ethereum. And I think it's going to continue to grow as we move forward in this market, as more of these projects launch. I just minted my own ADA0 NFT today. So I've got Crow at ADA0.me or whatever it is. And I've shared that on my Twitter. So listen, I mean, the overall gist of this is don't let a lot of these major VC groups, those with substantial amounts of money tied up in assets, basically mislead you into thinking that Ethereum is listen, we all love Ethereum. I love Ethereum, okay? And I talk trash about Ethereum sometimes because its transactions fees are completely ridiculous. And as we move further into a bull market, as the market starts to change and more people get into the space, there are going to be people that get into Ethereum, and there's going to be a lot more DeFi activity on Ethereum and so forth and so on. But the question is how is that going to look at the bottleneck when things really start to kick off? And what blockchain is really going to outperform and outshine in both growth metrics, wallet metrics, user metrics, on-chain metrics, and you name it? Because ultimately, as the biggest problem Ethereum has is when it grows and it starts to really expand and heat up, the blockchain can't handle the heat and it starts to bottleneck and people start waiting around forever for transactions and that price to push those transactions through continues to go through the roof. So, and we don't really see that with Cardano. So it'll be very interesting to see, but ultimately I want to thank Dave for that. And until next time, guys, grow your coins, and I'll see you again very soon.